So I'm just making a potting mix for my citrus plant to repot my orange tree. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys the difference that a citrus potting mix has over a regular one. You can see in here there's a lot of gritty mixture to it, more so than you would get with a normal potting soil. And it's a lot of perlite and vermiculite in here mixed with a little bit of just regular potting soil. But that is exactly what a citrus plant wants to grow in. They're used to growing in kind of the sandy soils of Florida and California where they grow naturally. And what that means is that although they really like to be watered, they'd like to have their roots soaked all at one time as if it had a big rainstorm in Florida. But because of the sandy soil in Florida, they also like that water to go away rapidly as opposed to being held in the ground. So this gritty mix, and there actually is a recipe you can use called gritty mix, will let the water kind of soak away really quickly. So you drench them when you water them, and make sure you have a pot that has a little bit of a water catch tray at the bottom. It's not just going to hold the water and it'll let it drain through. But then you want it to dry out quickly as well. So this kind of gritty mix, and I just used a third potting mix, a third perlite, and a third vermiculite. Some people do that with peat moss instead of potting soil altogether. That's what I do, and they are very, very happy in this kind of soil. So if you want to grow your own lemon or orange tree or anything along those lines, you want to mix something like this. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention, when you transplant your citrus, you do not want to bury any of the stem of the tree. They don't like to have their stem wet, so you almost want to leave it almost on a little bit of a hill with this as the highest point. Don't pack the dirt right up high. You just fill it in around, if I can do this one-handed to show you, without letting it fill too high up on the stem. You can see how gritty it looks when you put it in, and it will look strange, but that really is going to help the plant. And then you just kind of add a little fertilizer to it. If you can find a citrus fertilizer, use that. If not, I use like a equal mixture, like I have a 20-20-20 mix, but something kind of along that line where it's equal mixture. Maybe once a week I'll give it a little bit of water with that. You want to let it dry out completely between waterings. That first couple inches, you want that dry to the point where the dirt starts pulling away from the side. These guys don't like to be too wet, and they will be overwatered very easily, especially if they're indoors, and especially in the winter when they're kind of more in their dormant stage. So you can see how I kind of leave it right kind of up against it, and you don't really pack it down. Rule of thumb is just push as hard as you'd be comfortable pushing on your eyeball. So pat that down, and then that's it. Happy orange tree.